Welcome to Sunday Afternoon on TCM. I'm Alicia Malone. And 84 years ago today, on December 7th, 1941, the Japanese attacked the army base in Pearl Harbor on the island of Oahu in Hawaii. Approximately 2,400 American service members and civilians were killed, with over 1,000 more injured. It's a date which will live in infamy, as President Franklin Roosevelt so accurately described, and marked America's entrance into World War II. To help commemorate that day, up next is a film that is set on that army base, with a story that takes place primarily in the months leading up to the tragedy. From 1953 and directed by Fred Zinnemann, it's From Here to Eternity. The all-star cast includes Burt Lancaster, Montgomery Clift, Frank Sinatra, and Ernest Borgnine as four of the infantrymen, with Deborah Carr and Donna Reed both cast against type as two instrumental women in the story. It's a film that swept the Oscars, winning 8 awards, tying the record set by Gone with the Wind 14 years earlier. Those Oscars included Best Picture, Best Director for Fred Zinnemann, Best Supporting Actor and Actress for Sinatra and Reed, and Best Screenplay for Daniel Taradash. Taradash adapted the story from the epic novel by James Jones, which many felt would be impossible to translate to the screen. And that's not only because of the book's size and scope, but also because it was critical of the US Army. And further, some of the content was considered quite lurid at the time. So it's a testament to Taradash's skill as a writer and Zinnemann as a director that they were able to tell the story effectively. They even got the Army's cooperation in doing so, but there were 2 catches. One, they insisted any brutality from within the stockade not be directly shown, and the second was the addition of a scene at the end of the movie, which we'll talk about afterward. From 1953, here is From Here to Eternity. Those scenes of the attack on Pearl Harbor incorporated real-life footage from that terrible day, which makes the sequence all the more effective. Screenwriter Daniel Taradash's adaptation was pretty faithful to the novel by James Jones, Jones himself having been stationed in Pearl Harbor during the Japanese attack. But there were exceptions. Before the film, I mentioned that the US Army cooperated and advised the production, but they insisted that Taradash and director Fred Zinnemann make some changes. One change both men absolutely hated was toward the end of the film, involving the character of Captain Holmes, played by Philip Ober. In the novel, Holmes is promoted from captain to major despite all of the repulsive things he'd done. But the Army wouldn't have that. So here, as we just saw, Holmes is forced to resign and is relieved of his command. In his autobiography, Fred Zinnemann wrote, "It was a change that makes me sick every time I see it." Up next, we're getting ready for our upcoming event with Julian's Auctions. We've got a lineup of movies featuring items that will be up for bid starting Tuesday. We begin with Myrna Loy and William Powell starring in the 4th installment of the Thin Man series. Don't go away.
Next on TCM, Shadow of the Thin Man. Then, Shall We Dance? And later, How to Marry a Millionaire. TCM's in it for the money today.